Walker to finish it off. The Homestead Spartans get a straight set victory and win this one.
Utter and complete domination.
It's an all-Fort Wayne battle for senior night at Spartan Arena as the 16-7 Homestead Spartans welcome in the 8-15 Northrop Bruins. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast booth. I'm Braxton Hall, joined alongside Malachi Stout. And Malachi, the regular season's beginning to wrap up, and it's time to start building momentum for postseason play.
Yeah, Braxton, both these teams are desperately looking to build some momentum going into the postseason, as each of these teams really just are looking to have a deep postseason run this year.
And with that, let's get into the OPS pregame show by taking a look at Northrop and the last five for the Bruins coming in to this match. And 3 of their last 5 matches came in the Warsaw Invite back on Saturday. That was a mixed bag for them as they lost 2 of their 3 games. They did wrap it up with a win against Fairfield.
Yeah, that win against Fairfield was big for them. They started off rough, getting swept in their first 2 games against Leo and West Noble, but able to come back and win that next one in 3 sets against Fairfield. Hopefully for them, building some momentum going into this game.
Yeah, it was a long day of volleyball for the Bruins, which mentioned they're able to get that 3-set victory and at least get a little bit of something out of that tournament. Meanwhile, for Homestead, looking at their last 5 coming into this one, they too had a tournament on Saturday. They competed in the Crown Point Invite. They won 1 of their 3 matches, dropped 2 of them to Benham Academy and Crown Point, and then bounced back last night with a win against Southside.
Yeah, and that was a rough tournament for them. Played against some difficult teams to kind of just gauge where they were at. Didn't go too well for them, got swept in 2 of those games, as you see, but able to come back and sweep Southside. That's good for them, just trying to get back on track before postseason play starts.
And it was a really dominant win against the Archers last night as they won 25-5, 25-11, and 25-13. So the Spartans continuing to dominate against most of the local Fort Wayne area competition, but certainly, as we saw on Saturday, certainly some room to improve. Players we're going to be keeping our eyes on tonight. Let's start off with Northrop, and that's going to be Jersey Webb, their star player coming into tonight, also a 2-sport athlete.
Yeah, she's going to be big for this Bruins team. They need to try to get her involved early and often if they want to combat the Spartans' front line.
And she's really part of the trio of heavy hitters for the Bruins. They also have Kalia Alexander and Malia Schmucker, who we're going to be talking about throughout the night. Those are going to be the 3 that are key to success for the Bruins if they're able to pull off the upset tonight. And then meanwhile, for Homestead, star player for them, we're going to be talking about Ava Hetty, the setter for this team. She has been rolling, especially when it comes to serving right now, and recently committed to Ohio Christian University.
Yeah, she's going to be big for this team. You mentioned her serving ability has been huge for this team, but also just the ability to set up her teammates for kills has been huge throughout the season.
She's been a big impact player for the Spartans. She leads the team in assists with 332 coming into tonight. There you see her warming up before this match. Should be a fun one tonight, senior night for the Spartans here at home. We'll take a quick break. We're back with First Serve after this.
Rethink your limits.
For more than 30 years and 2 generations, RT and Colin Green have given Fort Wayne more than proven personal injury representation. They have shared everyday life with the people they serve. These deep ties give RT, Colin, and every member of Team Green Law the local Fort Wayne knowledge and insight to know the best way to help you get the recovery you deserve. See the difference local experience makes. For a free consultation, visit us online at teamgreenlaw.com. Team Green Law, for you, with you.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Braxton on, Malachi Stout back with you here at Spartan Arena. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. And start out with the visiting Northrop Bruins. Right up the top, you see those 3 names we mentioned earlier, Kalia Alexander, Malia Schmucker, and Jersey Webb. They're going to be some key players. Madison Quirley going to be leading this team when it comes to getting the ball set up, so keep an eye on her. And then Dre Nonung, Camille McGraw, and Caden Sales will be the libero tonight.
Yeah, Braxton, and this Bruins team really looks to try to run through Madison Corley. I mean, she leads this team in assists, and it's not even close. The closest other person on this team has just 37. So they're going to be looking to get her involved and set up her teammates, especially Jersey Webb and Malaya Schmucker, to try to get some kills.
And then meanwhile, for Homestead, going to be keeping our eyes on the seniors tonight. Bailey Rosaweir, Lydia Bashford, Savvy Walker, and Ava Hetty, who are the 4 seniors for the Spartans. But the starting lineup also includes Reagan Lyons, Katie Kitch, Kaya Nelson, and Allison Stench.
Yeah, Braxton, you mentioned it is the Spartans senior night. We see multiple seniors in that starting lineup. They're going to be looking for a big night out of some of those seniors, especially Savvy Walker.
Should be in a performance where the Spartans are looking to get their high-flying attacking going. Again, it struggled a little bit over the weekend at the Crown Point Invite, but it was going last night against Southside. We're going to try to get that offense rolling again here tonight. We'll take one final break for serve on the other side.
Rethink your limits.
For more than 30 years and 2 generations, RT and Colin Green have given Fort Wayne more than proven personal injury representation. They have shared everyday life with the people they serve. These deep ties give RT, Colin, and every member of Team Green Law the local Fort Wayne knowledge and insight to know the best way to help you get the recovery you deserve. See the difference local experience makes. For a free consultation, visit us online at teamgreenlaw.com. Team Green Law, for you, with you.
About ready to get things going here at Spartan Arena between the Homestead Spartans and the Northrop Bruins. Malachi, Homestead, the pretty heavy favorites coming into this match. What are going to be the keys to victory for both teams?
Well, first off, for the Spartans, they're going to need to just keep applying pressure to the Bruins. Need to just set some of their players up and get some attempts at some kills. If they can put a lot of pressure on the Bruins back line, then that can be huge for them early in this game. Meanwhile, for the Bruins, they need to try to just limit their mistakes and errors against a good team like the Spartans. You cannot afford to have careless mistakes on serves, and they need to just make sure they're controlling their errors throughout this game to try to keep themselves in it.
This is a series that Homestead has dominated all time, and last year they won it in straight sets, taking all 3 sets in fairly controlling fashion, 25-18, 25-15, and 25-16. The Spartans come into tonight number 31 in the state in the Max Prep computer rankings. Northrop, they find themselves down at 218, but the Bruins have gotten a little something rolling. They've got that 3-set victory in their last match, so who knows, might have a chance to make an impact tonight. Interesting to note, Lydia Bashford is actually out there as a libero for the Spartans to start this match, so being a senior, they're going to try to get her some more playing time. Usually, the only libero we really see from the Spartans is Katie Kitch, but Bashford, also one of the captains for this team, is out here to start this match. And it'll be Northrop serve to begin things here at Spartan Arena. We are underway. It's going to go to Kitch, playing in a defensive role tonight, so she's a little bit out of position, and the Lions is going to have it blocked right back at her as McGraw scores the first point of the night.
Well, a great starting play there by the Bruins. McGraw able to get up at the net and send it right back at the Spartans.
Here's Coach Holtzclaw of the Spartans, leading her team to a 16-7 record so far this year. The second serve from Cornely is going to go out of bounds, so the Spartans will come out here and get on serve. So interesting, Katie Kitch not the libero. Lydia Bashford is there instead. How do you think that affects things here tonight?
Well, I think it changes a little bit how the Spartans are going to play. Anytime you have just a different libero out there, it's going to change the way you are playing and just the chemistry of those players. But we'll see if the Spartans are able to adjust here early.
Reagan Lions serving here for Homestead, up 1, getting back-to-back points. The ball coming out on the floor. And Lions to serve again, and this one received. It's going to go high, though, off of Schmucker. Coming back to the way of Webb, and it's going to be a Spartan point.
And Kaya Nelson just read that ball. She saw it right at the net and went up and just tipped it right back over, and there were no Bruins there to try to get a response.
So Lions third serve in a row. This one, again, not a great reception, but a chance to set something up here. McGraw not going to get it over there on the third hit. So second time in a row where Schmucker's receptions kind of put the Bruins out of position.
Yeah, you mentioned it. That reception was not handled well, and it really just threw off that whole possession for the Bruins. They can't afford those. They need to make the most out of every possession, and that starts with the reception.
And that's going to be an ace here for Reagan Lions. That goes off of Sales, but just back to Schmucker real quick. She's usually pretty good when it comes to receiving. Second highest on the team with 248 this year. So Lions will stay on service. Homestead's rounded off 5 points in a row. Ball set up here on the near side. Touched over. It's going to go off of Savvy Walker. That'll be a point for the Bruins.
Well, good touch there by the Bruins. Able to tip it up and just hit the side of Walker's hands there and able to get the bounce out of bounds. So lucky break for the Bruins. They'll try to continue that momentum.
Now the leading ace getter for the Bruins goes to serve, Malia Schmucker. 52 aces on the year. And this is going to be a Homestead point for a double touch off of Kalia Alexander.
Yeah, looked like Alexander just misread the ball a little bit there. And unfortunately for her, it's going to cost her team a point. The Bruins just have made too many mistakes to start this game.
No libero in for the Spartans right now. Kaya Nelson goes to serve. And it's going to be hit over by Schmucker, and Tyndall tried to put it back. Here comes to the near side. Webb gets it over. Walker will set it up. Now ahead, a far side. Tyndall punishes it to the floor.
The Spartans finally able to get one over, and Tyndall just great power on that spike there, and she's able to get the kill for her team.
One of the first times we've seen Homestead really set up an offensive attack so far in this game. They find themselves up 5. Received here by Sales. And it's a high one, though. It'll be hit over here by Schmucker and right on the line, but not going to get the line, just out of bounds, and Homestead will take the point once again.
And the Bruins, they're struggling to really set up their offense. Haven't really gotten any good looks so far.
And already Coach Rollins forced to burn a timeout. Homestead rolling to begin things here, 8-2.
Rethink your limits.
8-2, Homestead coming out of the gate swinging here on their senior night over the Northrop Bruins, and right now just everything going right for the Spartans.
Yeah, the Spartans have just gotten everything they've wanted. Meanwhile, the Bruins have really struggled both offensively and defensively. They haven't been able to handle very well the receptions, and they haven't really been able to set up any good looks for their attackers. So this is just not the start that the Bruins wanted.
That's been the biggest thing so far. The ball's been bouncing in every which direction off these receptions. This one going to be pushed, setting up for an attack. Webb had it deflected off of the Spartans, and there you go. You see, not taking it in like a dig, but instead just kind of pushing the serve forward, and it worked out there for the Bruins.
Yeah, whatever Coach Rollins said in that timeout obviously worked. It's a great first possession out of the break.
Harmony Collins will go to serve now for the Bruins. This one received on the ground by the Spartans. Tyndall's got a look here, deflected. It goes off of Webb. Kept alive here from the back line. It's going to go out of bounds. Schmucker couldn't control it.
Yeah, just try to put too much on it and sails it a bit out of bounds. Not the greatest possession for the Bruins after their hot start coming out of the timeout.
Brian Poston will serve now for Homestead. Back on serve once again, received by Sales. Now set up, that was Collins actually with the reception. It's going to go out of bounds off of Webb. So the hitting errors continue here for Northrop early on, and Webb, that's her 111th of the year. Hitting percentage, a big struggle for Northrop so far this season. Is of their starters, the highest is .121 of any of them. Here's Rosware, one of those four seniors for Homestead, but it goes off the antenna. Northrop gets the point. And right now, the Bruins' only points, for the most part, are coming off of Spartans' errors. Yeah,
the Bruins, when you mentioned it, they're just living off the mistakes of the Spartans, but they need to try to set up some points of themselves. They've been playing very defensively in this game. They need to start attacking the net and just really starting to put some pressure on the Spartans.
And McWilliams serves, received by Bashford, set up for Tyndall, blocked, but sideways for a Homestead point.
Another great spike there by Tyndall. That's her second kill of the game. Just the velocity coming off of her hand, just Bruins unable to handle it.
Tyndall again. Clean reception this time from McWilliams. Set up for Webb. Trying to get it to her, and it works this time as Poston couldn't handle it.
Yeah, and the Bruins finally able to get it to Webb. They've been looking to try to get it to her, finally do, and it works out for them.
So Bruins down by 6 here. It'll be Jersey Webb on serve. 28 aces this year, second highest on the team. Also a basketball player for the Lady Bruins. And Lions reception goes high. She's got to get it over here, almost, but into the net. And Northrop will get it there without having to make an offensive play.
And just a mishandled reception there by Loins, and almost was able to get it back over the net, but just not enough, as they cannot afford to mishandle these receptions.
Received here by Bashford, hit back, and another point for the Bruins. That was Schmucker that time.
Great play there by Schmucker. Saw the Spartans kind of attacking the net. Nobody was back, and she just hit it right over the Spartan defenders, right where no one was. Webb
will serve. Received here by Kitch. Set up on the far side, and Reagan Lyons finishes it off.
Lions they were able to get the ball right where they wanted it. Just a really nice bump there, and then Lions finishing it off.
Ashford's serve is going to go out of bounds, so Northrop gets it back. Bruins are hanging around here for as dominant as Homestead's looked. Northrop's only down 4.
Yeah, the Spartans cannot continue to make mistakes like we just saw on that serve, as they've been playing a lot better than the Bruins, and I'd say a lot better than just a 4-point lead at the moment. They need to just cut down on their mistakes to extend their lead.
Sales floats the serve in, received by Kitch. Set up by Poston, soft touch from Nelson, and then she's just going to dunk it on the Bruins.
Great play there by Kaya Nelson, able to get it over, and then just responds right back, just slamming it down on the Bruins. There's nobody there to try to receive that.
Ava Hetty's going to check into the match here for the Spartans. To go to serve. Last time we saw the Spartans here at home, she went on multiple long scoring runs. Now serving against Angola. And already going to get an ace to begin things here, so if she can get that going again tonight. That was the difference in both sets 2 and 3 for the Spartans last week. And he again serves it. Received by Schmucker. Set up, back to Schmucker, blocked. McWilliams is going to get it over, but out of bounds. Homestead gets the point.
And McWilliams just trying to somehow get it over, just sails it out of bounds. But that's what happens when the Spartans are able to put pressure on the Bruins. Bruins just aren't able to handle it cleanly.
Chance to set an attack up here from the back line. It's going to get over softly. Received here by Hetty. Now to Walker, going for the back corner. Jersey Webb gets an arm to it. Set back up in her direction, and it's going to go out of bounds. So right now the Bruins, anytime they try to put a lot of power on it, they're just losing control.
Yeah, and it seems like they may be trying to do too much, just trying to hit it as hard as they can at the Spartans, but they've been unable to keep the ball in play.
And Coach Rollins going to burn her second timeout of this first set. Her team now getting doubled up as the Spartans lead 16-8. Back here at Spartan Arena, Homestead leading 16-8 here over Northrop. The Spartans have now rattled off the last 4 points in a row. So the Bruins were hanging around for a while, but Homestead really starting to take control now.
Yeah, the Bruins, they looked like they had a shot. They were within 4 points, but Spartans a little bit of a run, and now this set has looked a little bit out of hand for the Bruins. They're going to need a big response out of this timeout.
Ava Hetty to serve here for the Spartans. Interception from McWilliams. Corley hits it up. Schmucker with a jump hit over. Bashford will set it. Takiti Kitch on the back line. Might have been going out of bounds, but Webb keeps it alive. Schmucker near side off of Hetty. Kitch isn't going to get there. That's a point for Northrop.
Well, the Bruins, despite their struggles elsewhere, they've done a better job at hitting in the second half of this set. Start to look a little bit better, a little bit more glimpses of hope, and they need to continue that if they want to come back in the set.
Corley will serve here. Received by Lyons, but that one not a good reception as it goes out of bounds. So I think a pretty soft serve is going to give it to Northrop. So just like the timeout last time, the Bruins got a little something rolling here. They're now taking the last 2 points in a row. Corley will go back to serve. Still a long road back into the set, but they're chipping into it. Hetty sets it up far side. And over from Lyons. Ball almost hits the Jumbotron. Corley back to Schmucker. Almost looked like a palm. Diving over from Bashford. Far side. Lyons finishes it off for the Spartans.
And the Spartans, after dropping 2 points coming out of the timeout, finally get Reagan Wines on that far left spot where they love to try to get her the ball, and she delivers once again.
Lions again to serve here. Clips the net, and that'll be an ace for Reagan. Lions second highest on the team with 32 aces coming into tonight. She can add one more to the tally.
Yeah, just a great server, and aided by some luck. That time this ball just clipped the net, but able to make its way over.
And clips the net again, but this time Webb is ready for it. Schmucker hits it over. Diving effort from Bashford. Hetty's trying to come in too. She can't get there, and Northrop will get back on serve.
And just great placement there by the Bruins. Bashford was forced to dive for it. And took a kind of unexpected bounce off of her arms as there's no Spartans there ready to get it back over.
Yeah, Schmucker received by Bashford. Now a Hetty. Tyndall's got a look. Webb is right place, right time. Corley sets it up from deep. Schmucker gets it over. Here comes Hetty with the bump. Now from the back line. Lions has it kept alive here by the Bruins. Webb has to get it over, and she does, and just out of bounds. Smart play by Bashford to let it go.
And the Spartans, they've been really smart about that all night long. The Bruins keep hitting it more towards that line. The Spartans keep letting it go, and it's worked to their favor as the Bruins have now numerous times hit it out of bounds.
Nelson to serve, a line drive serve received here. And hit over by Corley. Now Nelson goes to Hetty, good chance to attack. Walker in the middle, diving effort keeps it alive from Schmucker. And violation. They're going to say the Spartans cross the center line. That's going to be a point for Northrop. Substitutions being made here for both teams. Wendy Collins is going to be the one that comes in to serve for the Bruins. Down by 7. Homestead just 6 points away from taking this first set. So Northrop needs to get something rolling here. Goes off of Tyndall. Hetty will set it up to Walker. Blocked up front, but out of bounds.
Great play there by Savvy Walker. Just able to get it and send it back over. And the Bruins now need to get something going if they want a shot at this set.
Brianne Poston will serve now for Sparty. Received. Corley hits it up, and that's going to be too many touches here from the Bruins. No chance to get it over. Homestead's lead now the biggest it's been in this first set, a 9-point advantage.
Yeah, and the Spartans just continue making it tough for the Bruins to get it over the net, continue to meet them there, and just have multiple rejections, just sending it back the other way.
Set up far side. McGraw gets it over, but nowhere near the inbounds line. So Northrop, I don't know if it's fatigue or just mental drain, but things looking rough for the Bruins at the moment. Poston to serve again, and that's going to go into the net. So that'll give Northrop maybe a small hint of momentum as they'll go on serve, down by 9. Spartans 3 points away from closing out set number 1.
And the Bruins, they had a shot at this set multiple times, but they've just lost it as of late. Just have looked too sloppy towards the end of the set.
Williams with the serve. Poston sets it up. Stedge for the first time tonight getting involved in a play. Jersey Webb, again, she is off tonight. Usually the star attacker for the Bruins just has not had it going so far.
Yeah, she's really struggled. Just continues trying to get her involved, but keeps sailing it just a bit out of bounds. Has really not been able to get the ball in play too much.
Ball set up by Corley. Here comes Webb again, and that's going to be out of bounds. She thought it was good. It's out. That one looked better from Webb, but again, it's going to go down as another error on the stat sheet.
And we mentioned it on the last point. Her struggles continuing even here into this late points of the set.
So Spartans serving for the set, and it's going to be kept alive, though, by the Bruins as Schmucker with an absolute laser that time. So Northrop will live to find another point here as Violet Tyndall's going to go to the sideline, and Katie Kitch will take her place. Jersey Webb to serve here. Bruins need to score 10 more to extend the set. Poston sets it up. Lions touches it over, and that'll do it for set number 1 as Homestead takes it in dominating fashion, 25-14.
Yeah, just A great set by the Spartans. But meanwhile, for the Bruins, that set was not good for them at all. They looked very sloppy throughout. And both teams could have done better, but the Spartans right now seem to be in the driver's seat.
Just like a year ago, it's all Homestead in the first frame. And the Bruins rally in set number 2. We find out next.
Rethink your limits.
For more than 30 years and 2 generations, RT and Colin Green have given Fort Wayne more than proven personal injury representation. They have shared everyday life with the people they serve. These deep ties give RT, Colin, and every member of Team Green Law the local Fort Wayne knowledge and insight to know the best way to help you get the recovery you deserve. See the difference local experience makes. For a free consultation, visit us online at teamgreenlaw.com. Team Green Law, for you, with you.
Getting ready for set number 2 here at Spartan Arena. Braxton Hall and Malachi Stout with you. The Homestead Spartans took the first set over to the Northrop Bruins 25-14 here on their senior night. And Northrop hung around for a little bit, but Homestead dominating towards the end of that set. And they get the 11-point victory.
Yeah, the Spartans really started coming into their own towards the end of that set. And they were just attacking relentlessly on that front line, just keeping the pressure on the Bruins. And if they're able to play like that for the rest of the game, we may see this game get over in 3 sets.
So Homestead will have the serve to begin set number 2. The Bruins using all of the 3-minute break to huddle up and try to get something going. They've done all right whenever a play has gone deep into a rally. They've been taking over the court pretty well. They've been in position. It's been those shorter rallies where maybe an ace from the Spartans or an early mistake for Northrop has cost them some points. Teams getting their beginning of set substitutions into the match. Again, Lydia Bashford and the libero out there for the Spartans. One of 4 captains on the team, all 4 of them being the seniors, the other 3 being Savvy Walker, Ava Hetty, and Bailey Rosweir. And one of those captains to serve to begin the second set. Here's Ava Hetty for the Spartans. Looking for another good run like she had in set number 1. And we're back underway at Spartan Arena. Ball set up to Schmucker, and it's blocked straight back. Savvy Walker and Kaya Nelson up front. I believe it was Walker the one who hit it back.
Well, Spartans continuing the dominance at the net that they showed in that first set right off the bat in the second set. I mean, just a wall there at the net, nowhere for that ball to go, sending it right back towards the Bruins.
And that's not going to go very well for Northrop, as McWilliams is almost falling to the ground as she hit that one, so no control. Sales didn't have a chance.
Yeah, and the Bruins, we saw them having struggles receiving the ball in the first set, and those struggles continue in the second. They cannot afford those in this later sets.
Ball hit over softly. Spartans a chance to attack. Hetty sets it up right at the net. Lions got fingertips to it, and it was just enough.
Yeah, just a great play there. Barely able to get a piece of it and tip it right over the Bruins.
So Homestead opening up the set with 3 points in a row. Hetty's trying to keep it rolling. This one goes off a web right at the net. Bruins keep it alive here. Corley to Schmucker, floats it over to the front line. Homestead is ready. Kitch from the back, goes to Webb. Now Corley sets it up front, off of Bashford to Kitch. Walker on the third hit. It's going to go into the net.
Walker just mistimed that seemingly just a little bit late on that one. She had a chance, but just sends it into the net.
Madison Corley to serve here for Northrop. Goes to Kitch. Now a heady. Lions far side, and she'll get it to the ground.
And the Spartans, they continue looking for lines, trying to just set her up, and it's worked out great for them so far. Bruins just have no answer.
Now Reagan Lyons will be the one to go to serve for Homestead. And it's going off of Sales. Webb's running in, keeps it alive. Schmucker's got to get it over. What a shot. She keeps it in play. Here we go. Walker has to get it over now for Homestead. And it's going to go out of bounds. So what an effort that time from Malia Schmucker to get it over.
Yeah, great play there, just sending it all the way back from out of bounds, and it pays off for a team because they're rewarded with the points.
Looked like the Bruins had no chance to get that point, and in the end they do. We'll go back on serve. Hetty sets it up to Lila Tyndall, and it's going off of Schmucker, this time about 5 rows deep into the stands.
Yeah, nothing Schmucker could do there, and the ball went flying out of bounds. I mean, just great velocity, and we've seen that from Tyndall all night long. Bruins just have no answer for the speed of her kills.
Nelson to serve it, and that's going to go off of Sales. So that's 2 points in a row where we see the receiving errors of the Bruins creeping back into the forefront of this match.
Yeah, and we saw those early in the first set. They seemingly put them away and cleaned it up a little bit towards the middle of the first set, but you can see they're returning again right now.
Knuckleball from Nelson drops in for an ace. So Kai Nelson, who had 28 aces coming into tonight. She's already added a couple to her tally on this one. Nelson again to serve, and it goes off of Sales. Man, this is starting to get out of hand here for Northrop.
Yeah, the Bruins, it's just everything going downhill for them at the moment as they're forced to take a timeout. They need to talk things over. I mean, they were competitive early in this set, but I mean, defensive struggles have just led to this game snowballing to a 6-point Spartan lead.
Smart timeout from Coach Rollins. Her girls down 6 in set number 2.
Rethink your limits.
Homestead leading Northrop 8-2 here in set number 2. Braxton Hall and Malachi Stout with you. No doubt what the Bruins are talking about in the huddle here. It's about getting the receiving working on their defense, because right now that is the biggest struggle. Again, we talked about this a little bit at the set break. We see when the rally gets going, they can make plays. We saw that from Malia Schmucker keeping a play alive a few points ago, but they're struggling to even keep the ball in play off the get-go right now.
Yeah, and that's been the big difference in this game. The Spartans have been able to make the receptions and get their offense going and set up how they want. Meanwhile, for the Bruins, they have not. I mean, they're just trying their best to survive out there as once again are unable to get the reception. I mean, everything not working for the Bruins right now.
There's 3 in a row off of Kaden Sales. Her teammates going to talk to her, keep her head up. You see she's upset with herself after these last couple of points. Nelson's going to go right back to her. That one a little bit harder, but once again it goes off of her. That's now 4 in a row.
And the Spartans, they just keep hitting it right to her. And Sales has been a rough stretch for her, as you mentioned, 4 straight, but she's been unable to make the reception.
We'll see if Nelson goes back to her again here. And this time, Schmucker's going to get in front of her to make the play. Jersey Webb, diving effort, kept alive by Nelson, but the Bruins are still going to get the point.
A great effort there by Nelson, barely able to keep it alive, but the Spartans unable to capitalize off of it.
Harmony Collins will serve now for the Bruins. Way up the ground here. Now Hetty. Back line. Lyons is the one that got it over. Set up here to Webb on the near side. That went into the net. Might have been deflected by Walker, but it's a Homestead point either way.
And the Bruins, there's nothing going for them right now. They need to try to build some momentum, as if this lead can get to double digits, this set may be out of hand.
Poston to serve. Set up here by Corley and hit over by Collins. Ashford. Now the Tyndall will get it over. Webb puts it to Corley to Schmucker off of Rosware. It got over. Bruins want a double touch from Rosware. I'm right there with them, but it's not going to get called. And it's going to be Homestead point. That was close, but it really looked like Rosware got 2 touches to it. Homestead gets the call in their favor there.
And the Spartans may have gotten away with a little bit, as you mentioned there. I mean, just nothing going well for the Bruins, not even having a look on their side at the moment.
There's a serve from Poston. Touched over, and there she is to make a play. Lions will get it. Rosware gets it over again here for Homestead. Dug out of the ground. Now Poston sets it up to Tyndall, and that's going to go off of Schmucker for the Homestead point.
The Spartans, they continue trying to set up Tyndall. And I mean, it's been working so far. Anytime they're able to get her out in space, I mean, it's worked great for them. I mean, they've done a great job at setting these balls right up for her, and she's delivered for her team.
Poston sets it up to Rosware. That's blocked straight back by Jersey Webb.
And great play there by Webb. We've seen the Spartans, I mean, they've really faced little resistance at the net this time. Bruins bringing some pressure and just able to send it right back the Spartans' way.
Probably the best net play we've seen from the Bruins in this match so far. Lena McWilliams back to serve for the 2nd time tonight. And that clips the net and gets over. That'll be an ace.
And the Bruins, maybe some momentum going their way. That's now an ace for them, and I mean, a lot of luck. It looked like there was no way that ball was going to get over, but somehow it found a way.
Ball served and received here by Tyndall. Poston to Rosware, and that's going to go off of Schmucker and into the face of one of her teammates. I believe that was Harmony Collins who got the receiving end of that blow. She appears to be okay, but she's going to substitute out, and Sales will come back into the match. Tough hit from Collins. She's holding her chin. I think maybe some blood as she goes over to get some attention from the trainer. But she'll be all right. Hold up as she looks like she might be heading back to the locker room, so they are going to play with Sales slipping back into the match. Here comes Tyndall to serve. And he goes off McWilliams to Sales. Jersey Webb gets it over. And Tyndall to Poston. Stedge deflected up front, diving effort. Keeps it alive. Now Webb gets it over to Tyndall. Stedge again, set up for Riley Helsam into the match for the first time tonight. Rosware hits it over here for Sparty. Set up, back line, kill attempt, goes out of bounds from Schmucker.
Well, the Bruins were doing a great job of keeping the ball alive, but then unable to convert on the kill attempt. They continue their struggles at keeping the ball in play.
Tyndall to serve, and off McWilliams, out of bounds.
And after a bit of a hot streak for the Bruins, things going right back to the way they were as the Bruins now continue their struggles in receiving these serves.
Tyndall again to serve. Set up here near side, Webb into the net. A hit over. Helps him on the far side, that'll go out of bounds.
The Bruins, they need to try to capitalize on these. I mean, if they can continue keeping the ball in play and not making mistakes like we saw in this possession, maybe just keeping the ball in play long enough to get the better end of the point.
Jersey Webb to serve here for the Bruins. And that's going to go off of Berger. Playing in her 29th set of the season, and Homestead's going to get the point here as the Bruins can't handle it offensively.
And just a slight miss pass there. Looking like they were trying to set up an attempt, but then just too much on it, and another mistake. The Bruins and Spartans have been capitalizing off of them all night.
17-6, Homestead leads Northrop Bruins their final timeout of set number 2.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have
17-6, Homestead leading Northrop here in set number 2. Bruins, Coach Rollins just burning their second and final timeout of this second set. So Northrop again finds themselves with a big deficit here. How do they try to turn things around here late in the second frame?
Well, they need to try to just get things going defensively. I mean, the Spartans have been just living off of kills. These Bruins have just not been able to handle these receptions hardly at all, and they need to make sure they're receiving the ball cleanly to try to set up some offense going the other way.
McWilliams and Sales coming into each other. Now Sales and Schmucker. And McWilliams just kind of lifts on that one.
And a mess of a possession there for the Bruins. Weren't able to handle it cleanly on any 3 of their bumps there.
And that's going to go off Schmucker out of bounds. So another Homestead point.
Well, I said the Bruins needed to get some clean receptions if they wanted to come back in the game. And they've come out of the timeout with 2 straight missed receptions here. I mean, just cannot afford this for the Bruins.
And this serve is going to go out of bounds, so it will be a Northrop point. 19-7 now the score. As we will roll it back here to Sales, we're going to get a substitution. Kalia Alexander is going to check in here for Northrop, and she was part of that 3-headed monster we talked about on the pregame show, but she has barely played tonight. Of course, hasn't been very much of a factor because of that. We'll see if she can get something going on that front line. Helsum gets the reception. Poston, Kaya Nelson grabbing it out of the sky. And Coralie and Helsum coming together at the net, and they're going to call a double touch here against Coralie, so Homestead gets the point, up by 13 now.
And Coralie just trying to get something over, but Helsum was ready right there at the net to send it right back.
Here comes Hetty to serve for the second time in this set. Goes to Webb, now Coralie. Berger set up by Hetty, near side, Walker to the ground.
Savvy Walker has had a very good night for the Spartans. I mean, any time that her teammates have been able to set her up at the net, she's done a great job of executing.
Hetty to serve again for Homestead. Off a web, set up by Corley to Alexander. So Corley Alexander gets into the match and immediately makes a presence felt.
And we can see, I mean, we've mentioned it before, when the Bruins are able to set up some offense, I mean, they've looked pretty good. Problem is, they just really struggled to set up offense all night long.
Madison Corley will serve here. One of 4 seniors for Northrop in this match. Hetty thought about using her feet, kept it alive with her arm, got into the net. Northrop, a little something rolling here late in the second set. Maybe some momentum building for set number 3.
Yeah, the Bruins desperately trying to crawl back in this set. Still facing a 12-point deficit, but they're making strides in the right direction.
And an ace here from Madison Corley as the Bruins keep things going.
And the Bruins, I mean, they've played really well. It's probably the best 3-point stretch we've seen from them throughout the night. We'll see if they can keep it rolling off the serve.
Corley again to serve off of Helsum, and she kind of got stuck in between there, having her hands in an upright or downward position, and that's now 4 points in a row for Northrop.
Yeah, and the Spartans, I mean, they look uncharacteristically rattled right now. I mean, they just have not been playing their game, and the Bruins, I mean, they're taking advantage of it.
Corley to serve. Once again, keeping this roll going. Bashford receives to Hetty Walker, far side to the ground for Homestead. So Homestead's mixing up these lineups a lot right now. Maybe that's part of why the Bruins are able to get things rolling. But they do have both Savvy Walker and Kaya Nelson. They're two of their 3 leading attackers out there right now. Riley Helsum serving here, played in 19 sets this year coming into tonight. Alexander out of bounds. And that'll be a point for Homestead, now just 2 away from claiming the second set.
Yeah, and it looked like the Bruins had a shot just a few moments ago, but now it looks like the Spartans have this set maybe in the bag with a chance to go up 2-0.
Webb goes to Schmucker, who comes running in. Hetty sets it up to Nelson, who finishes it on the back line, and now it's set point Homestead.
And the Spartans just continue getting great sets up. I mean, we see there Ava Hetty once again, I mean, arguably the best assister on this team, and she's been doing it all night long.
Helsum's going to go long with her serve, so once again, Homestead's going to have to try to close this set out on defense, just as they did in set number 1. Schmucker will be the one to serve. And that is going to be just out of bounds, and that'll end set number 2. Another dominant Homestead victory as they take the frame 25-12.
Yeah, and this was not a good set for the Bruins at all. The Spartans did look good, but I think it was more the Bruins just looking bad out there. I mean, it was sloppy. They had multiple mistakes both on offense and defense, and they're going to need to clean a lot of that up if they want to win this third set to give themselves a shot.
Bruins are going to have to come out firing in set number 3. We'll step away and have that third set for you when we come back.
Rethink your limits.
All right, they're about to serve it up for Moe's here at Spartan Arena. As you hit the target, you win free Moe's. And Homestead Spartan Army student section trying to find a way to hit the target. So far, no one finding any success. They've got about a minute to try to get something to hit one of these 4 targets they have lined up on the floor. JV players sending them back, giving them more chances here. These serves so far, none of them have hit any of the targets so far. They're all over the place. That one came close in the middle of the court. Still no success here, and time's going to expire. No one's getting any free mows, Malachi.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Maybe if they took some lessons from the Spartans servers right now, the way they've been playing, maybe they would have gotten some better luck in hitting some. It's unfortunate for the Spartan fans.
Spartan fans missing out. We had some mows before the game. Pretty good stuff. We'll take one more break. We're back with a third set after this. Getting ready for set number 3 here at Spartan Arena. It is 25-12. Homestead getting the victory in set number 2 after a 25-14 victory in set number 1. How on earth did the Bruins turn things around here in the third frame?
Well, they need to just play cleaner volleyball in this third set. I mean, the last set was just a train wreck for them defensively. I mean, they were unable to cleanly get receptions on multiple occasions, and that really dug a hole for them, as not only were they giving the Spartans points, but they were also unable to get their offense set up to try to dig into that Spartan lead.
So will be Northrop serve to begin this third set. Maybe they can try to get some momentum to begin this frame. Once again, Spartans out of their huddle, about 45 seconds on the clock. Northrop using all the time to try to talk things over here. Getting those substitutions. Now we're getting ready for play. Substitutions were made, but we didn't have a ball to get things going. Now we do. And good to see Harmony Collins back in here for the Bruins after she got whacked in the face earlier on and had to go back to the locker room. She had a little bit of blood coming out of her face, but back in, and she'll go to serve, and it's going to be a Homestead point to begin this third set.
And Spartans picking up right where they left off in those first 2 sets. I mean, anytime they can get line set up, I mean, they're going to take it as it works out again for them.
Lions again to serve, and coming running in is Collins with that one-arm hit. Hetty at the net. Now Nelson gets it over, just kind of floating it to Webb. Corley to Alexander, deflected by the Spartans at the front line. Collins sets it up, and diving effort from Bashford keeps it alive. New player for the Bruins, Hughes, is right there, and it's going to be a Homestead point in the end, as Schmucker has it rejected by Walker and Nelson.
Well, a great rally there by both teams. But in the end, it's the Spartans once again just going up at the net. We see them multiple times. They like to send 2 players at the ball, and it's worked as they continue rejecting the ball back to the Bruins.
Diving effort from Lions keeps it alive. Far side Tyndall, and that's going to be a Homestead point. So this is closer, not exactly the same, but closer to Homestead's usual starting lineup, and the dominance is showing right now to begin this third set.
Yeah, when this group is out here, I mean, there's close to nobody in the state who can top it. And there's a great play there by Tyndall. I mean, she's shown the speed at which she can hit the ball, and now the touch. They're just keeping the Bruins on their toes.
And that'll be Northrop's first point of the third set. They'll come to serve. Corley the one to serve here for Northrop. Received by Bashford. Hetty will set it up. Walker comes running in. Corley will be there. Set up now to Webb on the back line. It was deflected up front for Homestead. That changed the direction as the Lions and on the back line, and that's going to end up in a Northrop point.
Well, a great play there by Jersey Webb. And the Bruins have struggled to get her going in the first 2 sets, but a great play there. Just able to get it right over the 3 Spartans at the net. And a great play for her Bruins team.
Collins keeps it alive on the ground. Now Schmucker will get it over. What an effort from the Bruins. Hetty sets it up to Walker, who hit it kind of weird, and all of a sudden the Bruins have rattled off 3 points in a row to tie this thing up in the 3rd set.
Yeah, and the Bruins have looked like a different team in these last 3 points. And the way they're playing right now, they have all the momentum. I mean, this is clean volleyball like we haven't seen out of them all night.
Hetty sets it up, and it goes into the net off of Tyndall. And for the first time since 1-0 in the 1st set, Northrop finds themselves with a lead.
And the script has flipped just a little bit, as it's now the Spartans who are the ones playing sloppy, and the Bruins who are applying the pressure on the offensive end.
Again, this is largely the Homestead starters in right now, with the only exception being Lydia Bashford, but even she plays a lot for this team. So this is Northrop doing it all organically right now, up by 2. Madison Corley will serve it again. Floats it to Tyndall. Now Hetty sets it up. Walker off the net for a Homestead point.
And the Spartans, when they are able to set up their offense, we've seen how dangerous they can be. And I think that was with the struggles the last 4 points has just been the Bruins have not allowed Spartans to set up their offense, but finally able to do so.
Nelson will serve it to Collins. Now set up by Corley to Schmucker, clips the tape, and I think got the antenna as well, so that's a Homestead point.
And that's going to tie things up right back, as the Bruins, they need to try to get this lead back and hold on to it. Definitely do not want to fall back to trailing the Spartans once again.
Nelson to serve, but that's going to be too strong out of bounds, and Northrop, after giving up 2 points in a row, will go back to the lead.
And smart play by the Bruins. They realized there's a bit too much on the serve and letting it go out of bounds.
By far the best start to a set we've seen from Northrop so far in this match. All set up far side to Tyndall, and then it'll go off of Schmucker sideways out of bounds.
And Tyndall continues her domination in this game. A great set there by Hetty, and Tyndall once again finishes the kill.
Poston to serve. And it'll go off of Collins, and that'll be into the crowd. Take a nice hop about 7 rows deep for a Homestead point.
Bruins making maybe their first big defensive mistake of this 3rd set, and they cannot afford to fall back into that trap of unable to get these clean receptions.
Northrop trailing 6-7 here in the 3rd set. Diving effort is made by Schmucker, but to no avail as Homestead gets the point.
And Homestead now going on a bit of a run, now in control of this game a little bit, as the Bruins starting to slip back into that sloppy play we saw in the first 2 sets.
Poston to serve. Collins gets it at the ground, but into the antenna, so now Homestead has gotten 4 points in a row. And so far this 3rd set has been a set of runs.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a back and forth, and I think it's going to come down to who can do it consistently throughout this set. I mean, we've seen hot and cold stretches from each of these teams, but they need consistency if they want to be able to win this set.
And Tyndall's going to get the block that time as Alexander hit it straight into her, so 10-6, Homestead leads. Poston again to serve. That one just over the net. Collins gets it on the ground now. Corley goes to Webb, far side. That's a high-powered kill from Webb. Lions didn't have a chance.
Well, how about that spike from Jersey Webb right there? I mean, it's what the Bruins have been looking for, and finally able to get one to go. Just a demolishing hit there by Webb. I mean, the Spartans had no way to corral that.
So now 10-7 is Homestead's lead. As McWilliams will go to serve. That one goes to Tyndall. And it's going to end in a Homestead point.
And the Spartans, great location on some of these hits, just getting them right in between Bruins defenders, right where no one is.
Tyndall again to serve. And that'll be a point for Homestead.
And the Bruins starting to struggle here as they've fallen back into this trap that we saw in the first 2 sets.
Tyndall to serve again, received by McWilliams, set up by Corley, near side to Webb, blocked down by Rosalier.
A great play there by Rosalier, just able to get up at the net and just send it right back. I mean, we've seen that from the Spartans all night long, just sending almost everything right back at the Bruins.
Tyndall again to serve. That's going to go off of McGraw. Now to Webb, deflected. Tyndall, and that's going to go into the bench. Lions diving half-heartedly there, and it'll be a Homestead out of bounds Northrop point.
You see the effort by Lions there, but unable to capitalize as the Bruins just trying to keep things interesting, doing anything they can to stay in this game.
Hughes to serve now. Diving effort from Bashford, hit down at the net by Corley.
Well, an easy play there for Corley. I mean, ball came right her way, and she finishes just tapping it right down in between Spartan defenders.
Hughes to serve again. And that is going to be received by Homestead. And hit over the net, set up by Corley, far side. That's going to go off of Poston, and Nonong the one who gets the kill for the Bruins.
Well, a little bit of a sloppy defensive possession for the Spartans, and the Bruins punish them for it as they now cut the lead to just 3.
Vivian Rooster into the game here for Homestead. New player in for the Spartans in this match. Poston to Stedge. That's out of bounds. Northrop is hanging around again here in set number 3, down only 2.
Yeah, and that's going to be the key. If they can hang in this game long enough, we've seen them at their best. I mean, they can compete just up there with the Spartans. So if they can hang around in this game long enough, they may be able to pull this 3rd set off and have a chance to extend this game.
And there's going to be a service error from Hughes. So Homestead won this matchup in straight sets a year ago. They're trying to do it again this year. Bruins trying to find a way to pull off the victory. Looking forward for Northrop. They'll continue SAC play over the next week or so, where we start getting into some postseason action. They're 3-2 right now in the conference, right in the middle, sitting in 4th place out of the 8 teams in the SAC for volleyball. Homestead, of course, independent here in volleyball, so trying to run off as many wins as possible before getting ready for the postseason. As Rosalier hits it over here for the Spartans off of McWilliams. And just to wrap up that thought, Homestead will face their rivals Carroll on a Thursday, but got a point there for the Spartans.
And the Bruins, they really look like they had a shot, but now game getting slightly out of hand as their deficit creeps up to 5.
Ball set up. Diving over from Polston. Bashford, Rosalier, and that'll be a point here for Northern. We're going to call a carry for the Spartans.
And the Spartans could not afford that mistake. They're just carrying it a little bit too much on that hit. And the Bruins trying to capitalize off it on the serve.
Now it'll go straight into the net. So Homestead will get right back. Northrop struggling to keep the serve for more than one time because they're serving it out of bounds or into the net almost every time.
Yeah, and the Spartans, they've made some mistakes that have given the Bruins some chances, but the Bruins seemingly just sending it right back to the Spartans with mistakes of their own.
Corley goes to Webb, kept alive, and Corley again is going to touch it, just going one-on-one against the Spartans at the net. Now Lyons finishes it to the ground in front of McWilliams.
And how about the Spartans turning some defense into offense? I mean, we saw some great touches there by the Spartans and finally able to get it to Lyons, who delivers.
And a timeout going to be called here by Northrop. Homestead 7 points away from closing this match out.
Rethink your limits.
18-12, Homestead leading Northrop here late in set number 3. Spartans trying to take this match in straight sets. Bruins not going down without a fight, but Homestead on a good run right now, forcing the Bruins to call a timeout.
Yeah, the Bruins, they just need to talk things over. Need to see a great stretch from them at the end of this third set, as if they were unable to do so and continue playing poorly like we've seen throughout this game. This may seal their fate in this one.
Northrop has done pretty good out of timeouts so far in this match. This is the 4th timeout they've called tonight, but not this time as Homestead gets the point.
Yeah, and the Bruins just not a good start there. I mean, not really able to set up anything big for their offense. I would like to see a kill attempt there, but instead cost them a point as the Spartans are able to take advantage.
That's going to go out of bounds. A rare service error from Hetty. And give it back to Northrop, down by 6.
And typically a sure server, as you mentioned, for Hetty, but there the Bruins able to get the point, and now just need to try to get this serve going as long as they can. They need to try to keep possession of the serve and try to keep this game interesting.
Hetty at the net, touch to Nelson, diving effort from Ressort. That's going to be a Homestead point in the end as they finish it off.
Yeah, and a great play there by Rooster, just able to get a hand on the ball and capitalize for the Spartans.
20-13, Homestead leads 5 points away from closing out this match. Lyons serves it. Now Quarterly comes in. McWilliams gets it over for the point. It was actually Schmucker that time that got it over for the Bruins.
Which is great touch there by Schmucker. She's been one bright spot for this Bruins team in this game, as she was able to loft it just over the outstretched hands of the Spartans.
Quarterly to serve. Received here by the Spartans. Tudor. Now Walker into the face of Quarterly, kept alive. It gets over. Nelson pushes it back for Homestead. Now Tudor gets it again. Running in is Hetty. And it's going to be finished off in the end by Kalia Alexander to the Bruins win. One of the longest rallies of the night.
Yeah, and way to finish the rally for the Bruins. We've seen them multiple times be able to draw out these long rallies, but have really been unable to finish them. So a huge break for them there as they cut the lead to just 5.
Ball received here by Tudor. Now Walker's going to get it over. It'll go to Webb. Quarterly sets it up near side. Schmucker blocked down. And Homestead gets the point, up by 6 now.
Well, Spartans, they continue keeping the Bruins off the net. Just have done a great job blocking, and we know this team is one of the better teams at blocking, and we've seen it here tonight. They have numerous blocks so far.
Serve goes off of Webb to Collins. Schmucker hits it over to Tyndall. Now Hetty sets it up. Walker on the back line.
Wow, about Savvy Walker. She's had a great night so far coming off that right side. I mean, able to set her teammate up there, Hetty, and then Savvy Walker, just no one able to respond for the Bruins.
All right, Northrop's going to call their final timeout here of this third set, down by 7. And next broadcast here for Homestead Live on video will be next Friday when the Spartans take on the Northside. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Pregame coverage beginning about 6:45 right here on the Homestead Media YouTube channel. Malachi, you're on the football team. Big game Friday, taking on your rivals, the Carroll Chargers.
Yeah, that's going to be a big game. Obviously, the rivalry implications, but also big impacts on the standings of the SAC. That will be big for both teams. It'll be very interesting to see who comes out on top.
Currently a 5-way tie for first in the SAC. Atticus and I will have radio coverage of that one on Friday night. Kickoff at 7 p.m. You can catch that on WCYT 91.1 FM and online at WCYT.org. As far as volleyball goes, this is our final regular season broadcast. But should the Spartans make it to regionals, we'll have that action for you late in October. 22-15, Homestead leads. Trying to close out this third set, Kaya Nelson will serve. Received by Collins. Set up now, and just an easy touch over from Savvy Walker. Piece of cake for her.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a miscommunication by the Bruins. Not really sure what they knew they were going for there, and Savvy Walker makes them pay, just setting it right over the net and onto the Bruins.
Nelson to serve again. Collins gets it on the ground. Here comes Corley to Webb on the third hit. On her knees, Nelson gets it. Now Walker goes to Webb. Collins sets it up. Schmucker will get it over to Nelson. Heady, far side, Tyndall. Diving effort from Corley keeps it alive. Now Webb hits it over, but into the net. Not enough juice on it.
Yeah, had a shot. If it had gone over, as there are no Spartans on that area, but just not enough under it. And now the Spartans have match point.
Kaya Nelson serving for the match. Line drive to Webb. Set up by Corley. Back to Webb, and that is going to go out of bounds, and that'll do it. Homestead wins in straight sets, 25-14, 25-12, and 25-15. Another dominating performance for the Spartans against one of those schools out of the SAC.
Yeah, just a great game from start to finish from the Spartans. And I mean, at their best, they've looked very dangerous and hard to beat by almost anybody. It's just if they can keep up the level of play we see at times when this team's at the best.
So they'll get the victory here, and now the attention will turn to Thursday night when they take on the Carroll Chargers. They've already faced Carroll twice this season. They lost to them 2-0 in a tournament back in early August, then lost to them in the big outdoor volleyball game in straight sets as well. Look, the Chargers are one of the top teams in the state. What's Homestead going to have to do on Thursday night to compete with them?
Well, they just need consistent play, and they need to be able to play their own game. When the Spartans are able to apply pressure and just dominate the net against teams, I mean, they're able to have their way with any team in the state. But the problem is, if the other team can knock them off their game and start playing a different way, start playing defensive and not able to set up their offense, it can create struggles for the Spartans team. But if they're able to play offensively and aggressive, it should work out well for them.
And then Northrop, it's not likely, but mathematically speaking, they could still win the SAC. They have a pretty good chance to finish in the top three. They control their own destiny when it comes to that. Their next matchup is going to be against the Lures. That one also on Thursday as they move back into conference play. What do the Bruins need to work on?
Well, they need to just clean up some of these errors that we saw, especially tonight. I mean, they had stretches, especially in that third set, where they were hanging in there with the Spartans and even at times looked like the better team, but just throughout the night, just countless errors, offensively hitting errors, serving errors, and defensively just missing receptions and missing digs, and that really cost them in the long run.
So Homestead gets the straight set victory over Northrop. They improve to 17-7 on the year. We're going to wrap things up here from Spartan Arena. Again, this is our final regular season volleyball broadcast of the year. The Lady Spartans will wrap things up with some away matches and tournaments down the stretch of the season before postseason play begins. If they make it to regionals, we'll have coverage for you on October 25th. Until next time, on behalf of the entire Homestead Live team and color commentator Malachi Stout, I'm Braxton All, saying so long from Spartan Arena.